I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch network. The dangerousness of the MAGA Republicans is compounded by the idiocracy embedded in the fabric of that fascist movement. I'm going to show you a clip right now of Eric Trump on the fascist propaganda network known as Fox talking about the photograph of the documents. And now we're learning as well that some of the documents that were found at Mar-a-Lago may indeed be not just top secret sensitive compartmented information, but also information about nuclear defense systems of a foreign country. But let's play this clip of Eric Trump. Play the clip.
Well, I think the judge was 100% right. I mean, you literally have the FBI who's spending more time leaking stuff to the press. I mean, these pictures, you think my father happened to just leave documents all over his office floor? I can tell you, my father's a very, very neat guy. He doesn't leave documents staged all over an office floor. And
yeah, literally nobody other than you, Eric Trump, your father, other MAGA people who keep on saying this, your lawyers, Trump's lawyers, your dad's lawyers, are the only people literally who are saying that they think that the photographs were staged on the floor in a way that was improper. Every single person knows and recognizes that this is an evidence marker, that when the FBI searched Mar-a-Lago with a lawful search warrant after a probable cause finding was reached, and they identified records, as they do when they gather evidence, they put the evidence in a certain section after probably taking photographs where they were and put an evidence marker so you can get a size of scope and scale. That's why there are evidence markers that say 2A or 1A, 1B, 2A, 2C, 3A, 3B. That's why you have evidence markers. They take photographs of it. And at the time they took photographs of it, they had no clue whatsoever that a motion for judicial oversight and related relief would even be filed. There was no intention to even make those documents or photographs filed, but for the fact that Trump filed the most absurd and ridiculous motions, making bizarre, unprecedented accusations against the Department of Justice, for which the Department of Justice had to respond, in which, unfortunately, a Trump-appointed judge found the need to apply or appoint a special master. But there's nobody in the world who's making the argument, wow, Donald Trump must be a very messy person because of that photograph. Now, we think he's a very messy person because we've actually seen photographs of his desk and we've seen photographs of other things, which makes it look like he is a big freaking slob. But that's no one saying that here. Everybody knows that they took the folders and then they took a photograph of the folders to show scale and scope with evidence markers, okay? And if that's not, bad enough with Eric Trump, just play this clip of Trump's lawyer, Alina Habba, who literally just goes on and, basically incriminates Trump with every one of these interviews. You can't write this stuff. This would be so embarrassing and humiliating, and we'd leave it at that if it just wasn't so freaking dangerous that these people are out there and saying these things that could impact your life and my life and our community's life and our colleagues' life. These people are just so dangerous that they have no clue what they're talking about. And the way they're imperiling all of our lives is just so freaking tragic. Here, play this clip of Alina Habba.
I saw this meme that was very funny on Instagram, I believe it was, and it said it's amazing. At first, it was the codes to the nuclear weapons. Right. Now it's invisible classified documents. It could mean anything. I don't know. It could mean that they gave those documents to NARA and to the FBI prior, as we know, which they had done. It could mean there was nothing in them. It could mean they're invisible if you're, in their administration. I truly don't know.
I mean, she thinks she's auditioning for a role. She thinks this is funny. She thinks this is all a game. I mean, is she so disassociated from reality at this point and so divorced from reality? These are life and death matters. And as I reflect on the MAGA movement generally, though, and why they're called a death cult is because life and death, they usually will side with death wherever it is. If it comes to climate, if it comes to global pandemics, if it comes to nuclear secrets, if it comes to healthcare, if it comes to Social Security, if it comes to allowing 18-year-olds to have AR-15s who have no training and have no ability to be responsible gun owners and have proclivities to become terrorists. I mean, they will side with death in every one of these things. I mean, you remember when the Democrats proposed an Amber Alert style system when there is school shootings to allow local law enforcement to try to get to schools quicker? Republicans voted against the Amber Alert style system for school shootings. Who votes against that? Republicans voted against allowing our veterans to get health care for toxic burn pits. I could go on and on and on, but everything they side with is on the side of death and destruction. And you see them just kind of laughing about it and living in their own weird, MAGA, dangerous, fascist bubble. We need to call it out. We need to push that bubble back into the basements where that used to reside. Condemn it, call it out. But it is such an embarrassment and such a shame that you have the Republican Party today looks at Eric Trump's statement, looks at Alina Habba's statement, looks at Donald Trump sending 150 social media posts before 9 a.m. in the morning, ranting and raving with QAnon conspiracy stuff, and the Republican Party looks at that and goes, that's what I want. That is what I want for this country, this great United States of America. I want that to lead this country. Now, our lives are too important. The lives of our family members and our colleagues and our community members are too important for these reckless, despicable people to be anywhere near the levers of power. We are all waking up and we are recognizing this. We are standing up. They're exposed. They're desperate. They're scrambling. And no matter how sometimes things can feel exhausting, for you all watching this, I know it could feel so exhausting sometimes. But I want you to know we're in this together. We'll keep fighting together. And we're going to save our democracy. It's going to be okay. I'm telling you, Donald Trump will be held accountable. We must all continue to fight each and every day together in this incredible pro-democracy movement that grows each and every day. Make sure you hit the subscribe button right now. Become a member of the Meidas Mighty if you aren't already. It's the fastest growing, not just independent media network in the world, but fastest growing pro-democracy movement in the world. And while you're at it, check out the MeidasTouch podcast. Search wherever you get your podcasts, MeidasTouch podcast. We're top 20 in the nation and often are even above that in other countries across the world. So check it out. Let me know what you think about that. And let's keep fighting together. This has been Mycellus.
MeidasTouch is unapologetically pro-democracy. And look, we know you are too. So please make sure you check out our best-selling shirt and our best-selling gear, the unapologetically pro-democracy gear. And hey, while you're at it, make sure you check out my favorite shirt and one of our most famous designs, It Wasn't Rigged, You're Just a Loser, at store.meidastouch.com. That's store.meidastouch.com.